Oh, thank you for joining me this evening. Make sure to hit the like button on the way in. Please bear with me. I'm definitely under the weather. Um, First and foremost, prayers and positive thoughts continue to go out to Mr. Damar Hamlin. Prayers for his family, his loved ones, the entire Buffalo Bills organization, and his millions of fans that he's gaining more fans by the minute. Hey, what's going on, J Truth? And rightfully so. And because of stupid, and first and foremost, you know what, before I even go into it, make sure, hey, Cheryl Burnett, thanks. I hope to also. It's it's that time of the year. The cold and flu bug sometimes gets you, and I'm just glad it's not COVID. So I'm not going to trip too much. Oh, you're eating and listening in. Okay. But before I even go any further, if you have any young children in the room, you might want to tell them to leave the room for a minute because there's going to be one of those live streams. I haven't really done any of those live streams in a while. I've kept it pretty much PG, pretty friendly, but I'm afraid this one I'm going to have to really hammer my point across because, I'm really sick of Skippy. I mean, he's been like this. What kills me is he's been like this for years. He was like this on First Take. He was like this when First Take was cold pizza. I mean, this is who he is, and this is what he is. But I'm not going to let Shay, Sharpe off either, because both those guys have their flaws. Now, Shannon is right when it comes to this particular thing. When it comes to this, I definitely appreciate that. I love that. Reparations are appreciated. I love that. But and I'm getting to that, Miss Burnett. Skip made a tweet that he has, and Skip suffers from PTS. Now you're going to ask me, what is PTS? Well, that is part of it, J Truth. See, you're going to ask, what is PTS? Because I have little sayings and shit. Because I was in the Marines, and if you're a military person, especially the Marines, I can't speak of any other branch of service, but Marines like to put things in simple codes. Like they'll take the first letter of everything and make it something. And PTS is what I like to call you're struggling right now. What's wrong? Hold on, let me get there, folks. This is what PTS is. PTS is plantation time syndrome. And sees many, not everyone. Hey, pretty brown eyes, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Tell Princess I said hello. Now, many Caucasians not all Caucasians, but many Caucasians suffer from this here syndrome, especially when you're the age of old Skippy Bayless. You see, especially when you're from Oklahoma or Texas. You know, he loves to talk about how he's from Oklahoma and how about them Cowboys, and I'm from Miami. You know, those real redneck Southern bastards like Skippy Bayless. He definitely suffers from this syndrome. And he definitely showed his ass when he made that tweet, when he was more worried about the damn game. Now you understand what I'm talking about, right? You know, thanks a lot. I appreciate that. He's more worried about them making up the fucking game. This man had cardiac arrest. He was literally dead on the fucking field. And if you heard from his uncle, they had to resuscitate him twice. They resuscitated him once on the field, and they resuscitated him when he made it to ICU. He's still in intensive care. Now, he's still in critical condition. But right now, luckily, he's got about a 50-50 chance. In fact, the fact that he has made it this long shows you the mercy and the grace of the Most High God. Now, he's got a long bout of recovery ahead, because we don't know what type of brain damage he has accumulated, because it did take 6 minutes. And I tell you what, the real heroes, ladies and gentlemen, are the medical unit in Cincinnati. Hey, Michelle's daughter, are they breaking out or not? I believe that it's close to it, because, listen, Skip has absolutely no respect. Oh, absolutely prayers and positive thoughts for him and his family. And no question, the Most High has his hands on Mr. Hamlin. There is no doubt about that. I've never seen anything like that before in my life. Now, let me tell you the exact thank you so much. We had again. And you know what? Let me read the exact tweet that this clown tweeted. Now, he tweeted, not exactly sure what happened to Damar Hamlin. Players on both teams are shaken. Ambulance out on the field. CPR administered. Can't remember play being stopped for this length of time. Just said a prayer for him and his family. He continues, just a moment. Jesus, I don't know what happened here. I lost the tweet. Damn it. No doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of this game, but how? This late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome. Then at the end he goes, which suddenly seems so irrelevant. See, you even know that you were wrong for even saying that. You knew this was irrelevant. It should have been all about the young man. If he had just stopped on prayers for the young man, that's all he had to do. But since he's got plantation time syndrome, he's worried about them making up the game. I mean, it's an absolute disgrace. Now, yesterday morning, he doubled down on the tweet, and he spent a lot of time trying to give it a half-hearted apology. That's my opinion, that it's a half-hearted apology. All Skippy Bayless had to do was take down the tweet and apologize. Now, this morning, it shows you how sorry and what a piece of shit old Skippy Bayless is. Now, Shannon took off yesterday, and I understand why he did it, and he explained that this morning. Now, Shannon had said that it hit him differently, and I can understand that, especially being a player in the league for well over 13 years. He's a Hall of Famer. Now, the one thing that Shannon Sharpe was also right about, and if you remember his Hall of Fame speech, he talks about his brother, Sterling Sharpe. And he talked about him this morning also, because Sterling Sharpe was the better receiver. The best player in his family is his brother, Sterling Sharpe. Sterling Sharpe should be in the Hall of Fame. Pure and simple. Sterling Sharpe was the best receiver in football until he hurt his neck. In fact, he had to leave the NFL. He played about 6.5, 7 seasons. But because of the severe neck injury, he had to retire. Now, mind you, he was the best receiver in football when Jerry Rice was still in his prime. And Jerry Rice is well recognized as the best receiver of all time. That's how Sterling Sharpe was catching 100 passes, and he had terrible quarterbacks until Brett Favre came on the scene. In fact, he helped make Brett Favre who he is. Hey, Official D-Spots, how you doing? I like that. I like that avatar. Love that avatar. So, of course, it's going to hit Shannon Sharpe a lot different for him actually playing the game. And listen, there is a camaraderie amongst players, and rightfully so. But in the midst of that, Skippy bitch Bayless interrupts Shannon and say, I stand by my tweet. Can you let Shannon Sharpe finish a goddamn sentence? Can't let him do that? But no, not slavery time Skip. He's got to let you know that I'm white. I'm a double down on my stupid shit. It doesn't matter how much stupid shit I say. As long as I'm white, I'm right. Fuck you, shit. Oh, you done eating? Okay. And Shannon Sharpe, listen, I understand that he's trying, and I get it because, listen, it is national television. It's not like it's a podcast. I get it. But I just want him one time to just say, you know what, I've had enough of this bullshit. But he says, there you go, Skip. Now, Shannon Sharpe is not exactly a master of the English language. I'm just saying. I mean, he is a mush-mouth motherfucker. He just is. It's funny because Sterling is also a much better speaker of the language than is Shannon. But, of course, it's not about him. But Skippy Bayless has been disrespectful to him on several occasions. See, this has been brewing for a while. And it really came to a head about 3 weeks ago, and it goes back to old Tom Brady. But unfortunately, what happened with this young man they have almost reached a point of no return. Because if you remember, Skip went way past the line, disrespecting Sterling Sharpe. See, and that's the fatal flaw. I'll get there in a minute, J. Truth. Trust me. I will get there, and just give it time. And I'll even go even further than that, but that's a good point too. But if you remember watching that Undisputed Skippy Bayless was talking about how great Tom Brady was. And Tom Brady has had an up and down season this year, to say the least. But he had the nerve to go, oh, he was better than you. He was much better at it than you were. He played longer. He won more championships. He better than you. Dude, one plays quarterback and the other was a tight end. Those are two way different categories. That was the beef that really started leading to this. When he was talking about Tom Brady. And trust me, here's the thing too. If that was Tom Brady who was lying on that field, best believe old Skippy Bayless would have been giving that motherfucker mouth to mouth. Hey, Lola Brooks, how you doing? You better believe if that was old cheating Tom Brady that had cardiac arrest on that field, Skippy Bayless would have gave him a blowjob to resuscitate him. He would have acted a damn fool if that was Tom Brady. Yeah, I said it. He would have been like, oh no, we can't have that happen to the GOAT. He would have been like Popeye the Sailor, blow me down. But before anybody starts feeling bad for old Shannon Sharpe, because Shannon Sharpe has some fatal flaws too. Because, see, the same way old Skippy is about Tom Brady, see, Shannon is just as bad with LeBron James. Where when they talk about those two guys, they're unlistenable. And see, Shannon Sharpe disrespected the hell out of Kyrie Irving. Kyrie, you so selfish. Kyrie, you wouldn't get vaccinated. I went and got vaccinated. Well, goody for you, motherfucker. So thinking Shannon Sharpe from Malcolm motherfucking X. Let's not do that. Because he was in lockstep with Skippy Bayless there. Oh, Skip, yeah, they should suspend them. You know, he talks about the old Jewish peoples. He was in lockstep with Stephen A. and all the rest of them motherfucking coons. He was no better. Oh, yeah, Skip, you absolutely right. Oh, see, now you told me something I did not know, Cheryl Burnett. He put his child's mother out of his house when she was a small... You know what? I knew nothing about that, but hey, unfortunately, I am not shocked. Because as long as Shannon Sharpe has a fox check in his hand and a white girl in the other, he think he's living life. Because Shannon is Team Shannon. Now, he'll call out certain things. Now, he's spot on when it comes to Kaepernick. But he was dead wrong when it came to Kyrie Irving. He was ridiculous. I mean, if you can stand by Colin Kaepernick, and rightfully so, because he spoke out against police brutality, why couldn't you stand by Kyrie Irving when he's trying to figure out who he truly is, when that's been hidden from us for thousands of years? Hey, Shannon, why don't you pick up a Bible? Well, I don't know. Maybe it's a little difficult for you to read. But you can do it in the modern English version. I can't. Can you imagine Shannon Sharpe trying to read the King James version? Don't thief out. Oh, man. I'd hate for him to give a sermon. But see, those two guys, if you want to say this, Shannon is the lesser of two evils, what I will say is evil. There is no lesser, it's evil. It's either it's evil or it's not. But old Skippy is hard to take because he definitely is part of that. As long as I'm XYZ years older than you, I don't care if you played the sport. I know more than you because I just do, because I'm white. You're not. Shut the fuck up. He's one of those guys. And he's sickening. But see, guys like Stephen A. Smith, let him get away with that. But we know, Stephen A., the Stephen A. type of Negro, he loves Sheriff Clark and those guys. Charles Barkley. So you know what type of Negro that is. He's definitely in the overseer part of the spectrum. No, he never played. But that doesn't stop him from being a coon. Charles Barkley played. Who's a bigger coon than Charles? Who played at a higher level than Shaquille O'Neal? How much has he been cooning it up? See, they're playing a different type of game. And all those guys disrespected Kyrie. See, they're with it when it's convenient. Therefore, are people to a point when it's convenient for them. But when it comes to our people trying to get to know who we truly are, because now woke is a bad word for several people. See, they used to try and say, well, there's no real prejudice in sports. Everybody knows that's been a load for the longest. The most even playing field is in between those lines. Now, is it true to a point? Yes. Because you can't hide talent. And whatever color, religion, creed, whatever, if you have said talent, you're going to be in whatever league for until that talent is used up, until you get old, or until you've done something so egregious. Now, the difference is the levels of egregiousness. See, the difference is Ray Rice assaults his soon-to-be wife. He can never play in the NFL again. Dana White, who runs the UFC, smacks up his wife. There aren't even any charges pressed. Catch that, T. Both are egregious. But if you're black, you're going to be punished. If you're Dana White, nothing's going to happen to him. It doesn't hurt that he owns the UFC. Colin Kaepernick kneeled. He has not played an NFL game since 2016. Brett Favre has stolen millions from the Mississippi welfare system. He hasn't even been arrested. Hell, he hasn't even given back the money. That's the difference. All we should be really talking about, unfortunately, and this is where Skip is much worse than Shannon. All the focus should be on this young man and his recovery. But instead, we're talking about Skip Bayless and his continuing disrespect of Shannon Sharpe. The same Shannon Sharpe who went out of his way to disrespect Kyrie Irving, another black man. And he's done nothing but disrespect Kevin Durant as well. And I'm not a huge Kevin Durant fan, but there are just certain times where he goes after Kevin Durant like he's done the worst. So none of those guys have a leg to stand on as far as I'm concerned. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens at Undisputed this week. I don't think the NFL is going to play next week. I'm not sure if, I know the game is postponed, of course. I know the season ends It's supposed to end this week, but I'm not sure what's going to happen. But hopefully this young man continues to recover. And if I find out any more information, I will definitely come back on and let you guys know how much better he's doing. And we just continue to pray for him. And it's beautiful, the outpouring of love that has been shown to him by not only his teammates, but the Cincinnati Bengals. In fact, the entire league has actually stood up for him, and that's a beautiful thing. So continued prayers for Mr. Hamlin. Thank you guys for joining me. UncleClaude signing out. This medication is starting to take its toll on me a little bit. I'd like to thank the legendary J Truth, Cheryl Burnett, Lola Brooks, Official D Spot, and Pretty Brown Eyes for joining me this evening. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And that is the Cash App. UncleClaude signing out. Take care, Stay safe, everyone. God bless, and all prayers and positive thoughts for young Mr. Hamlin and his loved ones. Good night, everybody.